to be with us today. First, allow me to share with you her ongoing achievements. Prof. Norazah, who has teaching experience since 2003, graduated in Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Marketing and E-commerce from Multimedia University, Cyberjaya, Malaysia, back in 2006. She has been holding many administrative posts since 2006 and is currently holding two main posts, which are Professor of Marketing and E-commerce at Othman Yeop Abdullah Graduate School of Business, Universiti Utara, Malaysia, and Deputy Dean of Research, Innovation and Knowledge Transfer, also at Othman Yeop Abdullah Graduate School of Business, UUM. There are 8 doctorate candidates who are graduated under her supervision, and I believe there are more ongoing and coming in. She has been receiving almost 10 national grants, including FRGS MRSA 2018, awarded by the Ministry of Education, Malaysia. Professor is also a chief editor of the Global Business Management Review and has become an editorial board member and editorial board review in 6 different journals. She has published 25 books and ebooks, of which 12 are Scopus Index. At present, she has published almost 40 articles in referred journals and is actively attending conferences. Prof. Norazah is a recipient of Malaysia's Research Star Award in 2018. She is listed among the Career Long World's top 2% scientists by Stanford University from 2021 to the present. She has also been listed among the world's top 2% scientists by Stanford University since 2019. Such an achievement. And that's the summary on only part of her achievement actually. There are more, but to save the time, and I believe participants are eager to listen and learn more from the person herself. Without further ado, let us welcome Professor Technologist Dr. Norazah Muhammad Suki. Prof, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. You can hear me, right?
Yes, Prof.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Chairperson. And thank you for the very kind of introductions about myself. I really appreciate that. And before I proceed further, I would like to say Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to everyone. I'm very honored to be here. I'm in Kuala Lumpur, you all in Kedah. I was in Kedah yesterday, and it's such a nice state to be there. Okay, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for allocating your time to listen to these presentations, where this is a small sharing regarding how to write a good title and introduction in a research paper. What you can see from this title, I owe you two things. One, to share with you about the of you to develop a good title for your article, and also another one is to prepare you on the building a very nice introduction of your research article. Right, so two things, two of the research objectives from today's talks. I also would like to thank these bahagian penyelidikan jaringan industri masyarakat dan alumni for inviting me. Particularly, I would like to also thank the Rector, Universiti Teknologi Mara, Cawangan Kedah, Professor Dr. Rushimar Haji Said, and the person that approached me, Dr. Aziati. Right? Thank you very much, Dr. Aziati, and nice to see everyone here where I keep on expanding my network. Now I have a lot of quite a few friends in this room. So we are now creating, developing a new friends. So let's go further by having this title, meaning that first impression is very important. First impression is the title. So that's how we will go in greater detail after this. I would like to, okay, why it doesn't work? Okay, hold on. When we talk about a good title, that's the first thing that you came to know about a research, right? So make sure that the research is kind of like interesting, and start. You have to start right. So in this manner, it goes to me. I have to introduce and myself, and I also thank the chairperson just now who introduced very detailed about me, right? So this is news about me. If you go through this news Straits Times, you can see that title is very important. And same goes to writer, same goes to reporter. Title is the main important thing that will grab people attention to stop and to read article, journal, or report, or you read because of you want to know more, right? So title is very important. So good title in research article is very important as well. And same goes to newspaper writing. As for this kind of article, they've mentioned that you are professor. So people would like to know who's who, this lady in blue. So what does it mean by top 2%? So all those things make people think about to know more. That's why they will dive into details. So from the title, it make people stop and read. It make people arouse their interest to know more, to find more input, more content, what is referred to, right? So that title is very important. If you read newspaper, we have so many newspaper in the market. You can name quite a number, right? So I think you buy a certain newspaper because of you would like to know more about some big issue that they have highlighted on the front page of the newspaper. Same goes to journal article, general editor, they tend to receive quite a number of articles from all over the world, like 1,000, 8,000, it depends how popular is the journal. High impact journal, editor tend to receive quite a number of articles. They have one volume with 8 articles. So you can imagine that they just want to choose 8 out of 1,000 out of 8,000 that they receive, and they have to filter and go and get and send review the shortlisted one. So to be shortlisted, I believe the first thing that the editor referred to is the title. So good title is very, very important in every aspect. Journal article, newspaper, every single thing as well. Same goes to you. When you read these, when you like and swipe your Facebook, I believe you refer to title as well. Catchy title will make you stop and read and go further and identify what's the issue that they want to uphold, right? So that's what I want to highlight to you, that you have to make sure that the title is interesting to read, short and simple, not that too long. Bring meanings to the content that you want to uphold. So that's very important. Title. Same goes to our parents. How, and why they have named you as such. How my parents named me as Norazah. And how yeah, it's easy to mention, I mean, easy to say, right? So all those things matter as well. Same goes to brand, products, a single brand for several product, right? Though color synonym with some product, but somehow the product name, the brand itself is very important. Why you will remember preserve more than cactus, because of maybe the green color, cactus more into blue color. So color also reflect the title. So what I'm trying to conclude today, title is very important to reflect what you want to uphold. You want to uphold something in the set manner, in the good things, in a whatever, right? So the scenario matters as well. Same goes to these pharmaceutical products. The product that they sell, they introduce. So the title is very important to them. So whatever it is, title is very important to every single sense that you want to go for. This is my background. If you want to Google about me, you can Google Norazah Suki, Bachelor of Science, my corpus, all these things because of title, I believe. These numbers because of title. Uh, the title, the keyword that you use in the title really matters. For example, we have quite a number of authors out there in the world, and they are doing their research article, they want to publish. In every publication, at the end, you have to have references list, right? So that reference list derive from their literature review. And their literature review derived from the relevant keyword that related to the respective research, right? So in that manner, title is very important. Where if you have like short, simple title, your important keyword is in that title, meaning that the important keyword, meaning that the familiar keywords is in the title. Therefore, you will tend to have higher number of citations. And again, this citation also associated with your quality of work. If you publish in high impact journal with that interesting title, I believe you will easily score higher citations. But if you publish in non-impact journal, but somehow the title is very popular, like Google Scholar, it still capture. So not to worry. Whatever it is, title is your first impression of your work. So make sure that the title is short and simple, easy to remember, and interesting. You have keyword inside that. I'll go in detail after this. What I'm trying to let you know that there's a correlation, or there is an association between the title and your citations, between the article title and also the tendency for you to develop interest from the reader. So all matters in this context as well. All right. And Okay, this is what I'm trying to let you know. Not to worry. Some of you might think that you have difficulty or you have some lacking to publish in Q1, Q2 journal. Not to worry. Just publish. You can publish in every platform and various platform. Where not necessarily that if you think that you can go for Q1, Q2, you can go for Q3, Q4, and you can publish in a magazine, you can publish in newspaper, whatever it is, it must be captured in this Google Scholar. The moment that it is in the database, the keyword that you type in is very important. In this context, what I'm trying to let you know that how I develop my title, you can see that this is according to the highest number of citations. You see, my first article receives 669 citations. What I'm trying to let you know, the title has to be short and simple, where you have to promise your reader. In this first article that I have received these citations, I promise them I have my variable, brand equity, brand association, brand loyalty, brand awareness, brand image. You can see 6 variable that I mentioned in my title. So the title must be direct to what you promise. So in that manner that if you promise to explore on the 6 variable, make sure that you explore 6 variables. So in this context, if I can share with you, this is just my humble sharing with you where I have mentioned that my first before my colon is my dependent variable. Let me just share with you one more time how I put my word here. The first, before the colon, the first sentence is my dependent variable. The later part, the behind is my independent variable. So in this context, the reader might expect from me that when they read my article, I have my IV, brand association, brand loyalty, brand awareness, and brand image. Four independent variable. I have one dependent variable, which is the brand equity. That's how the title guide the reader. That's how anyone in this world, if they have interest to Google on brand loyalty, my article will come out. Alhamdulillah. If they type in brand association, my article will come out. That's the beauty. I would like to share these tips with you where if you can like detail in the title with this such number of variable, you will have tendency of receiving higher number of citations because the searches is expanded. So you see, not only that people search brand association, they will go and get my article. If they click brand and association, they will also receive this. If they click or they type in brand and loyalty, my article will appear. So if they type in brand loyalty, my article will appear. So in this regards, what's the uniqueness, what's the beauty of this kind of title? Do you notice what I'm trying to share with you? Try to list. It depends. I just want to let everybody know that this could be like different school of thought. Your school of thought could be different. Someone's school of thought could be different. But somehow this has been done. This has been published where that's how the number of citations is increased from the title. That's why I'm trying to let you know the importance of the title where that's your promise to your reader. So in this title of my first article, I have 6 variable. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 IV, 1 DV. So 5. Coming back to my second article where I received 420 citations, that's also related to title. I have my first part is my dependent variable. If you see, brand purchase intention is my dependent variable, and the behind is my IV, independent variable, brands, attitude, and knowledge. I would like to share with you this article, British Food Journal. I received highly commended paper by Emirate Literary Award. Alhamdulillah, where they accept without corrections. Just one day, then I got acceptance. Alhamdulillah, then I got that award. Emirate Literary Award for this article. Alhamdulillah. So that's how, but somehow I variety my writing as well. Sometimes I put my dependent variable in front. Sometimes I put my dependent variable at the back. So later on, I will go in detail with you. So now we are still in the perspective of article or good article title. As I promised you, I have 2 objectives. So let me finish the first objective on article title. I hope by now you can get some idea how to develop your article title, which is impression is very important. Impressions is very important for the editor to shortlist your article or not. See, the decision of editor is very important. They might not shortlist the article title less interesting, right? Maybe some lacking here and there. Most important thing, language is very important. English language is very important. You have used nice verbs, nice whatever on the title. So that's really matter as well. Okay, coming back, the importance of title. It boosts your citation. It boosts your other readerships level to your work and etc. as well. And the title is also important for these scopers to divide according to the topic. You see on the right side, we have these most contributed topics. So they will group your work to which respective topics. So that's coming back from title. The title also related to your keyword. So that's the importance of the correlation between one with the other. I can say that all are important besides the title. Okay, coming back to here. You can see this list. This list is about my article title, where I arrange according to highest citations to the lowest citations. Highest citation is 157 for that article, or consumer environmental concern and something, right? So I will go into that later on. So next one is green purchase that I showed you just now. Green purchase intention. I received 157 citation for that article. So all this title very important. Do you see how I variety my words, my article title from article 1 until my top 20 article? You can see here my top 20 article. I will normally put my IV in front, but somehow that I will put my IV at the back. You can see here, you can see there, right? So you can variety your work, and sometimes you can start your work with the word like revisiting, like examining, or investigating, or you can put examinations. So that's how, or determining, that's how you can develop. Or you can put your article title in the question form. See my article number 15, top 15 article, do patient perception. I put in the question mark as well, do. So that's one thing that that you can go further, right? And to gain citation, it is not that simple. See, it takes time, several years. From 2016 until 2023, I received 157. So citation takes time and escalating, not to worry. Citation is escalating. So that's how the importance of title, it brings you closer to your reader. Now I will go into greater detail about having this title. Okay, highly cited article. If you can see from this, from my this one, from the screen that I have shared with you in front of you here, where I'm trying to let you know that I would like to come back to my point that I highlighted to you just now, where I designed my title with. I start first with my why you come back to that? I start first with my DV, right? I start first with my DV, then I proceed with my, let me close. Then I proceed with my IV, if you can see from the title, right? So let me go to the first one, consumer environmental something, right? You can see my IV is in front. And one good thing, other than that strategy, DV in front, IV at the back, dependent variable in front, independent variable at the back. One. Secondly, in front independent variable, at the back dependent variable. Secondly, thirdly, you can include the method that you go for, structural effects. Like my first article, I am promising my reader that they expect from me about I'm using structural equation modeling because I have this word structural effects. So that's another thing that I have shared with you just now, where you promise your method in the title. So the title is unique, where it depends how you want to promote and promise to your reader. Another thing, in the title, you can also add the context. Are you doing in the Malaysia context, or are you, see my last one, my last article, do you see or not on my top, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, the top 6 article at the last one. You can put context word, you can put in Malaysia, the word like in Malaysia, the word like emerging market, the word like emerging nations. So that's helpful as well, where people will have some idea that your focus is only on in Malaysia. And another thing, you can also zoom straight away. You promise straight away that what you go for. See my article number 5, passenger satisfaction with airline service quality in Malaysia, a structural equation modeling approach, where I straight away mentioned on my title that I perform that analysis instead of other analysis. So by now, do you see that in article title, you have so much promises to your reader. Please check your stand. Which one is your preferred? Is your preference? You have to take note that if you prefer to just have your variable on the title, that's your way. You can have another preference where you can add on the methodology or method in the title, or you can put context in your title. You can zoom to a specific area. Otherwise, you can be more
highly cited articles.
yes. What's your question, sir, doctor? Are you asking question?
It's okay, Prof. I will proceed first.
Okay, highly cited article, as I mentioned to you, if you Google my name, or sorry, if you Google my name, if you go to Scopus database, you type in my name, Norazah Suki. In my own career, this is my highly cited article. I'm talking about today's my context, where my own experience, how I go about that. So I received that number of citation could be because of the title, first impression, right? So make sure that the title as short as simple. You have context, you have clear dependent variable, clear independent variable. You can put method if you want to. And again, it's your pleasure. As I said, no right or wrong, it's your pleasure. Which one is suits to your own context, right? This is what I have done. I've published it, so you may check further. But it doesn't work very well. All right. Okay. Let me go. Okay, correct. So before we go in greater detail, let me give you overall picture. Right? So we start article with title. We have abstracts. We have keywords. We have followed this IMRAD, IMRAD, right? Introduction, method, results, and discussion, conclusion, acknowledgement. Should you have references and etc. Right? So this is the whole structure. Every single journal we do, we practice this standard format, right? So okay, title. This is the one that I'm going to zoom in greater details about title. Based on my explanation earlier, you can check that I concern and I emphasize that the title has to be short and simple. You go straight to the point. It has to tell people. It has to be very informative, meaning that if you promote and if you promise 5 variable, 1 IV, 4 DV, make sure that your content of your article cover all those 5 variables. You are not going beyond than that, right? So the title has to be interesting and informative, telling your reader that that's your focus, that's your emphasis. You won't go beyond than that. You just focus on the 5 variables. You don't go beyond that. And it is interesting to read the title, right? And the title should be supposed to be as easy and specific as possible, accurate, right? And I practice this way but it depends on school of thought. If you notice, whatever variable on my title, I have in my keyword. So that's response to my bullet number 3 here, where it contains or comprises of these essential keywords, right? Remember I told you keywords helps for indexing, helps the scopus using Scribble to group your work into which category topic, right? So this keyword is very important. I practice, as I told you, whatever in my title, I will have it in my keyword. It depends. Some school of thought don't agree to that. They will say keyword will be a totally different variable, totally different keyword than what they have on the title. It depends. So no right or wrong, but just that's I have practiced and that's how I gain my citations. Where whatever on my title, I will have make sure that it is available in my keyword. But remember that keyword cannot be too long. You can be up to 6 or 8 keyword, right? Say for day 4. You have to be choosy as well. Which one is I have utmost more prioritized for you not to put in the keyword, right? And that is supposed to be concise, precise, and it related to the paper. Remember or not, I think you might also detect this or have some reflection that article title is supposed to reflect the journal. If you refer just now, my journal about this cleaner production, the one that I told you just now, my first highly cited article, the word cleaner production, they didn't have their own aims and scopes. So we have to make sure that our topics and our title suits or match and encompass into the journal aims and scope. So that's most important thing. That's what I practice all the while, where I will ensure that my article title match and also suits to the journal aims and scope. That's where the journal editor will have interest on our article. We don't simply send our article to anywhere, nor we send article by reason, and we know that our article will give benefits to the journal. I mean that the readership will be increased and some interest will be there, or because of our article title match to the journal aims and scope. This most important thing, right? And our article title also some of the keyword is available in our keyword as well, right? So and it's meet the journal themes. That's most important thing. Not that too long, two wordiness, 3 line is very kind of like people don't have interest. Remember that if you go for this Emerald, if you want to submit in Emerald Journal, you have to fill up your article title in that system, right? They can only, I think, up to maximum 15 word, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you can exceed more than that. If you exceed 16, I think it won't be accepted. So you have to check that some journals state clearly that they can accept a certain number of word count. They don't accept more than that. So that's how you have to be smart in presenting your title. Not that too long, not that too short. It has to give meaning, right? It shouldn't be like misleading or whatnot. So I hope by now you will have a clear picture how I develop my article title as well. Good article. Again, at all time, never use abbreviation on your title. At all time, do you see that? I'm very emphasized on that. At all time, never use abbreviations. And something that is people don't understand in terms of the jargon, right? Go something that people can understand well, right? This is where I have captured that they use this phrase acronyms file short setting. You can put your setting on the title. If you remember, I mentioned to you some of my example earlier in Malaysia setting, or SME context, or SME manufacturers. So that's how about setting and your populations. You can have some condition during pandemic era or what, or if you using this SLR, you have a trend evolution. You can have that kind of words on your title, right? Something interesting to read. And if you want to go into detail, your size of your sample, like I told you earlier, like you can see that among tertiary level, so of respondent, so you can have that kind of focus on your title. So the title is very important to give indicator to the reader that your focus, your area of concentrations, your objectives, all this starts from your title. And the keyword has to be choosy, not simply you just write the keyword on the title. All right, so it has to be important keyword must be there. That's why I suggested to you, and I practice such way where my IV and DV clearly noted in my title, because I want number of readership is growing and bigger, right? And you can also have these title with some descriptive title if you want to, right? So yeah, it varies. So no right or wrong. You may try to see whether it works with you or not. And I already mentioned to you about this word count, if you recall. All right. Okay. I have explained this to you earlier, but if you want to digest back, if you recall what I have mentioned to you earlier, IV can come from at the end, and DV can come in front. If you can check here, and you can put methodology on your title, or you just can list down all your variable if you only focus on 5 variable, right? I give you example about this. See my article number 2 down there. Green product purchase intention. That's my DV, dependent variable, and my IV, green brand, attitude, and knowledge. I have told you earlier about this. And same goes to my example at the bottom down there, passenger satisfaction with airline service quality in Malaysia. So in Malaysia is my context. And further, I mentioned to them that I only have my DV here, which is service quality. right? Satisfaction with service quality. And my method, structural equation modeling approach. So that's how you promise your reader. At my last article down there, you're talking about one, which is acceptance on e-government services, then the method at the end. Sometimes you can mention all your variables. Sometimes you feel you do not want to mention all. You want them to read more if they wanted to know more. So you just make a short and simple title. So no right or wrong. You can vary your article title or the way that you write your article title. Let me go further. You will have more idea how I develop my article title. I give you example the article number 3 here with the 78 citations where the context here is young consumer ecological behavior, right? Then I concentrate on the environmental knowledge, healthy food, healthy way of life, and gender and age. See, I have also include moderations of variable on my title. So it can be very long as well. So it depends to your research objectives. Are you talking about impact? Are you talking about relationships? Are you talking about differences or what? So I think article title has association with your research objectives. So try as much as possible. It has to be clear, short and simple, but meaningful. The most important thing, meaningful, impactful of your title. Okay, like you go down there, further down. I'm talking about the flight ticket apps on mobile devices, right? So I examine the determinants. So in this case, two contexts only. So that's how you can go about that. This Journal of Air Transport Management, I received most downloadable article for that article as well. Alhamdulillah, meaning that people have interest to read more and more about this article. In Elsevier, they have several bar down there. If you go and every journal, they will mention that most downloadable, most most and only 3 tab, I think. My part belong to this most downloadable, and meaning that more people would like to read and download my article and try to see how I go about that. All right. So that's how it goes. I hope by now you will have some idea how you should frame your title. Good article title is a short and simple one. You have keyword on the title, and you can variety of your title with adding your context or setting, adding your method on the title. Yes. I can't hear you. What's it? Is it a question?
Dr. Intan, do you have question to Prof?
Okay.
Right, it's okay. Proceed first, Prof.
Okay. If you follow the flow that I have mentioned to you earlier, that we start first with title, right? And then after title is abstracts. After abstract is keyword, then we will come back to introductions. Let me go to abstracts. By now, I would like to highlight to you that article title not that too long, short and simple. Have your variable clearly indicate on the title. Check your research objectives and check your methodology. If you require, you want to put on the title, up to you. If you do not want, that's fine as well. You can vary your title. All right. And I would like to also add another knowledge. You can start your word with the word like examining, examination, investigating, or investigation. So you can decide which one best for your work, right? And in terms of abstract, after editor look at title, how they know more about your focus of research and your premise and your deliverable, they will read your abstracts. So in this context, abstract is another important aspect that you have to check, that you have to prepare it nicely without having any language error. Remember, I told you earlier, language is very, very important in publications. You have to start right. Check no error, no typo error, no grammatical error. That's the most important thing. First impression is very, very important. In terms of abstracts, you have to ensure that you can follow this emerald structure. very short and simple, where it mentions clearly the purpose, the design, the findings, the practical application, and the originality. If you do not want to follow these structured abstracts, you can remove the word purpose, design, but you can put all into a one paragraph form. But after all, one paragraph composed of this element that highlighted here, right? So you can have like your abstract in the structured manner or in just in a paragraph manner, all right? But somehow it's supposed to comprises or encompass element like purpose, design, the findings, the practical implications, and the originality. Right. Why purpose is very important, as I mentioned to you from the title. The title states clearly that are you talking about linking or investigating or examining IV on DV? So that 4 variable must be on the DV, on the purpose. So in that manner, like my article here, I have given you some example where I state clearly I have 3 purpose, right? So I mentioned the word threefold. So you can check here, objective 1, objective number 2, and objective number 3. Straight away on my purpose. So that also relate to the title. Make sure that all these variable listed is available on the title, right? And design, you state clearly your methodology. Findings, you state clearly your most outstanding findings. That's most important thing. You don't have to tell all. You don't have to tell all, like say you have 9 hypotheses, you have to tell all 9 hypotheses. No. You can tell that the most outstanding or the most promising findings that other people yet to discover, but you discover. You are very smart. Your article is very outstanding because of that outstanding result you discover. In other country, they might have discover differently, but you discover in the other way around. So that's something that you can uphold about your advancement of knowledge to the body of knowledge. So in this regard, if you can see my article here, I mentioned that this brand knowledge is very important. Further, we perform and we found that the moderator doesn't work. See the word like however and insignificant. That could be some new findings that other people don't find it. I mean, they yet to discover, but you discover your way. That could have kind of like interest of the editor would like to know more, and that's how they accept your article for publications. And who knows, they will accept your article as a Emerald Literary Award. That could be, right? Because of you have discovered something very new, very fresh from what they have discovered before. Okay, and practical implication is also important. Originality is also important, right? Practical implication is your contribution to the practice, to the how the practitioner out there in the industry they can benefit from your research. This is also another thing that you have to stress very well, how the utmost important benefits of your research to them as well. And originality is also another thing that you have to check. And same goes to the keyword. As I told you, keyword is very, very important. Same goes to title as well. Okay, this is in the form of structured abstract by Emerald format. And this is in the paragraph format. All components still here as well. See, I have my objectives, I have my methodology, I have my major findings, I do have my practical implications, and I do have my originality in just one of this paragraph as well. And this article, this journal of Adult Development in Malaysia, only 2 articles from Malaysia published in this journal. So we are one of them, alhamdulillah. Right, so not that easy to publish in certain journal because of higher expectations, and could be because they're looking at the US versus UK versus Asian versus whatever, so many differences that they will discover before accepting some article. 2, in Malaysia, published in this journal, Adult Development, alhamdulillah, right, we are one of them. Okay, 2, meaning that in the whole of their entire publication journey, if they have started long time ago, we are only 2 Malaysian, alhamdulillah. Okay, coming back to here, we are still in the context of the title, if you recall. So this is my article title, as I mentioned to you that you can have your variable name on the title. You can have the context as I told you in developing country. That's my context. I won't go beyond developing country, right? And my context here, I promise two things. One is moderator, another one is predictor. So there are reasons. See my word, reasons. There are so much reasons why editor shortlisted our article, why editor just reject our article. So it's very important that you have to sit down thoroughly and check about the right title for your article. If not, your article will put in their dustbin or just rejection on the same day. Not that nice to have that kind of news. Somehow it takes time. Don't like simply you have a title, you just straight away and send for publication. I think you have to sit down, play around with the word. This come first, this come at the back, or how you can say nice. I mean that when you have mentioned the word nicely about the title, that could be a nice title for your article. If you feel that difficult to pronounce, doesn't give any meaning, don't put that as the title. So you become first reviewer to your article. Then you can send the article for proper reviewing process. Okay, then and then the rest I have told you about the abstracts that you have to have whatnot. Then you will remember that one. Okay. In my presentation today and onwards, I will give you an example of my highly cited article, Consumer Environmental Concern and Green Product Purchase in Malaysia, Structural Effects of Consumption Value. From this title, you can check that my concentration, one is environmental concern, one is green product purchase, one is Malaysia, one is structural effect, one is consumption value. 5 things, so much I have on my title. Do you see that? So please don't start your word of your title a study of. No, don't use that one. No more. In this new world, we don't use the word a study and empirical work on. No. We go straight to the point. Like I told you in front here. You can have colon if you want to. If you do not want to have colon, that's fine. If you recall one of my article, I have in the question marks where do we start the word with do or does. You can multiple or your style of writing as well. All right. And as you can see here that this is what I promised on my title. I hope I share with you some eye-opening how you should frame your title, a good title. It could be good, but somehow depends how you define the word good from your context. So I finished with my title. Do you have a clear idea? Short and simple title. You can start DV first, IB at the back, or the other way around, or you can have your contacts in Malaysia. You can have your structural equation modeling on the title, whatnot, and etc. I start using Amos 5.0. If you are with me, so we are in the same boat. So now already Amos 29. I don't check the latest one. I start first using Amos 5.0. It keep on growing until now. So my earlier publication was using Amos 5.0. Later part they should could be like latest Amos that we use. Okay, that's how it goes. I finished my title. I hope you can have some idea. Now I would like to go to introductions. If you have any question, I can accept some questions from you on title if you have.
Prof, we have one question just now.
Yes.
From Rosita. She asked how many words for the abstract? Because from the example that you showed just now, I think there are quite many number of the words just now. So basically, how many words for abstract?
Thank you for the questions, Dr. Rosita. LCB only accept maximum 250, not more than that 250.
Standard, yeah. 250.
And same goes to this. Yes. Same goes to Emerald. Emerald, one good thing I like about Emerald, every single component first cannot be more than 100. Design cannot be more than 100. Finding cannot be more than 100. Every line by line, 100 maximum. But I try my best to make sure that all it's not more than 250. But it depends. Like if you go into online, they follow this manuscript. Manuscripts for scholars, something I can remember. I told you one purpose part 100. Design methodology approach part 100. The findings 100. They allow up to maximum 100 words every line for Emerald. But for the Xavier, as I mentioned to you, maximum 250. So don't go beyond than that. Make sure that you have short and simple, not that too lengthy. You have all that component inside: objectives, purpose, method, Purpose, methods, design, the findings, the practical implication, and originality. Most important thing, I just want to share with you. Editor will look at that component of practical and originality first, then the rest. These two are very important. Why they should shortlist your article. Very fortunate if they select your article to send for review. It is less fortunate if they go for desk rejections. So if they send for review, alhamdulillah, if you receive like reviewer 1 comment, reviewer 2 comment, then you take note their comment, then you enhance your article. But somehow it's worryiness if your article straight away not qualified to be reviewed. So that's a story where it could be some language grammatical error that they discover from the beginning. That's why you have to start right at the title. The moment they discover something wrong on the title, they know that we are not really fluent in English, and they shouldn't read the rest. They just read title, then they put a stop, right? So you have to start right in your any action that you plan to. Okay, can I welcome second question? Or that's all?
Yeah, that's all so far, Prof. You can proceed.
I don't see some point down there. Okay. All right. Let's go to the introductions. The word introduce. I like how the moderator introduced but myself. Thank you so much, moderator. And what I'm trying to let you know that it's supposed to be introduced in your journal article. You remember that that's the first time that people discover your work and discover about your research. Then they want to read more. First, they read at abstracts. If abstract give a meaningful input to them, they will go and read full article. Some article, they only produce abstracts, where some other article, they have to subscribe or they have to pay for the full text download, right? So the only thing that they can have space to read is based on the abstracts because of they have no subscriptions to the full text. So therefore, in that kind of situation, you have to ensure that your abstract is short and simple, comprises every single thing inside one abstract. I call it intact, where all elements are fully comply in that one article, one abstract alone that can tell everything. So that's most important thing because they have no flexibility or no opportunity to download full article. If they can have that opportunity to download full article, I believe they will go straight to the introduction part first. And then they will go literature review, methodology, and the rest. So if they have access to the full text, they will read your introduction sections. So in this case, the introduction, introduce is supposed to be tell clearly your background in a detailed manner. Not that like literature review. Remember, don't confuse that your introduction is supposed to be look like your literature review section. No, it's supposed to be unique. To reflect the word introduce, you give some background of your research, not that detailing your definition variable 1, definition variable 2, definition variable 3. No, just give a background, right? Most importantly, in your introduction sections, you have to have background, you have to have your objectives, you have to have your significance of research, right? Significance of research. Remember, if you do your PhD thesis, you have your chapter 1. So your chapter 1 is your introduction section of your article, where you have your problem statement, you have your research objectives, you have your significance of research from theoretical, from practical, right? You have some very small terminology, right? So that's how you develop your chapter 1 of your PhD thesis. Same goes to the article. When you produce introduction sections, it has to have that flow as well, give some idea. And if you have time, I would suggest you to briefly introduce the model that you, or the theory or underpinning theory that you employ or apply in your research, right? Let me give you better idea. Like I told you from, I will use this article for my examples, where you can Google about this article. Not that easy to publish in Journal of Clinical Production. Impact factor 11 point something, if I'm not mistaken. 11.072, if I'm not mistaken, the Journal of Clinical Production. I have quite a number of publications in this journal, alhamdulillah. I'm still learning. I keep on learning to sharpen my knowledge, body of knowledge as well. As for this article, you see, I submit May 2014, it got accepted revised 2015 September, then 8 September accepted. So one round of revisions, but see, it takes time from May until September. From May, December, September, very long, right? That it takes for publication in this journal. Okay, okay, this is how I developed my introduction section. You recall? Okay, I would like to give you another tips. I will start first. My first letter or my first paragraphs with what I have on my title. You see that? I have my consumer environmental concern on my title. I start first my first sentence with that word. Do you see that? That's my way. And it depends. As I said, no right or wrong. This could, your school of thought could be better than mine. I'm fine as well. Would love to learn from you as well. We're learning together. You got my tips, you know, what I have on my title, I have on my keywords. See my code, I have that my keywords, environmental concern. I have that similar term or keyword on my first introduction section, which is my first paragraph. I will ensure that I have that important things on my first paragraph of my introduction sections. All right, and it has to be from broad to narrow, from big picture to a narrow picture. See, I also cite my work because my work related to what I have published previously. All right, so nothing wrong. You know about this self-citation, not that too long. Like say you have you listed your name 3 times, that's acceptable. But if you listed your name like 10 times, 7 times, 8 times, that's too much, I believe. 2 to 3, that's fine as well, not that too many, but must be related to the topic, right? Okay, that's about self-citations. Okay, then you can also have some definition on your introduction. As I told you, it has to be you have to introduce, you have to give background of your research. Then you can go further where if you want to tell about the types, if you want to tell about this research lacking or what, you can have the word like however to show that you want to emphasize that they are lacking previously. You are trying to advance the body of knowledge. Then you can have that word. You can have some statistics. You can compare Thailand versus Malaysia, right? So up to you how you want to go about your doing your introduction section. Okay. As I go further, comparing like UK, Thailand, Malaysia, you can compare by percentages, some statistics, or you can see that, okay, that one's done. The paragraph 1's finished already, right? Now we go to paragraph 2, where now I zoom straight to my problem statement. Do you know problem statement? You have to know that every research that you do are guided by some problem, meaning that you are trying to solve the problem. You are offering solutions to the problem, right? So in that manner, I list down my problem statement here, where I mentioned that underdeveloped work or under research has been done previously. Some work like under, however, those words you can have in your to show that some lacking previously. That's why you have to bridge the gap, right? And you can compare your study in other countries, like I mentioned in my paragraph number 3, you can see down here, Western countries, they're done, but we are lacking in Malaysia context. So that's another thing that I put things. And another thing where you can also have some like, you can have some snipping from other work. You can snip or you can copy and paste some statement. You can, but you have to have their page number. Don't forget to have page number, right? That I have on my example at the end. You can see down there, at the end down there, page 205, page 16, right? I strengthen my word like that. So this is how you can expand your introduction sections. And then I don't forget to also, after I tell all that long story, whatnot, I will also mention about my research objectives here as well, right? So in this case, I write my objectives. I would like to take your attention that some school of thought, they only can accept research objectives and exclude research questions. They are hardly to have two concurrently, no, either one. Let me repeat my word. You can state your research objectives or, see my word, or research questions, not both. So a good reviewer, and if they detect that you supply both research objective and research questions together, they will recommend to you that you have to choose either one. But at all time, they prefer research questions. They will prefer research questions. So in that manner, I hope you can capture my point. You can only state your research objective or research questions. So in my example in front of you here, I state my research objectives. Then I also highlight my practical implications. See the word empirical findings are offered. So see something that you promise that your work was to benefit the industry in which manner, right? So that's how. Then you just check, just mention how you arrange your article, and you can also you can also tell your reader that what's your promise, what's your contributions at the last paragraph. See my last paragraph, this quantitative study advance, the current thinking. See, that's how you can promise. So use nice word, nice English, and something that will convince reader that you are doing a good one, where they can also follow and start your work. That's most important thing. All right. This is how I present, and this is another example. You can track my publication as well, where, if you recall, I also mentioned model in my introduction section. See my paragraph number 2 at the back, at the bottom down here. I use ATUT theory, so I also give some introduction of what does it mean by that theory, then how that theory relates and useful to my research. And so that's how it goes. Then I mention my objectives, and same goes to what I have just explained to you earlier. In introductions, it's supposed to you have to introduce your research to the reader, give from the big perspective to the narrow context, right? And you can tell your model if you want to, and you can also tell your context if you want to. You can tell your research objectives, research questions. Most important thing, you have to highlight your practical and also your originality in your introductions. Not only on abstract alone, that's where a good editor, they will compare. Do you mention originality in the research objective, in the abstracts? Do you also mention or highlight again that originality in your introduction? Do you again highlight your originality in your conclusion section, in section 5? They will link these three. Do you notice or not? So there's some correlation between one part to another part. That's why when your article got published, meaning that you have thoroughly checked all elements, all correlations between one section to another sections. Same goes to thesis writing, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every single chapter has their own correlation, right? How the examiner look at your chapter 1 terminology versus chapter 3 operationalizations, and same goes to your chapter 5. So that's how people interlink one chapter, one section with the other sections, right? And that's how so far that I have mentioned to you that I have a number of articles where I can share with you. Or let's see whether, okay, let me share with you my recently published article. In fact, this morning also I got my one Q1 scopers and was accept my article. Alhamdulillah, this morning. Alhamdulillah, that's good news. So let me share with you this article where I don't know, let me share whether, let me double check whether you got it or not. Yeah, you got it. No, different. Do you have this article? No. Let me stop here and I reshare again. Okay, I will share this. This is my latest article that I published, where let me give you some idea. This is what okay. This is if you want to publish here also, you are welcome. The bottom line. This is Q1 scopers. Bottom line, Q1 scopers. You can, let me make it bigger. You can read, right? All right. Okay. Do you see my title, where I have told you that I like it that way, where I mention my variable name on my title because I want to receive higher citation, higher readerships. That's most important thing. You know that that's also pahala, where you publish your work, other people get benefit from your work. That's also pahala, alhamdulillah, right? So in this case, if you see my article title, all my variable I list down. As I said, not that too long, but it's meaningful. That's most important thing. Knowledge acquisition, knowledge dissemination, sustainable performance. So that's my 3 variable, right? Then I have another, my 4th variable, knowledge applications. See, you have that variable name on your title, and I also have that variable name on my keywords. Where's my keyword? Down here. See, this is my keyword. I have all in my keyword. Performance, sustainable performance, knowledge application, knowledge management, knowledge acquisition. All I have it there. Okay, so that's one tips I shared with you, where you can have all the variable on your title if you want that way. But nothing wrong if you don't follow this one. This article will take us about 10 months for publication, see, from January until October, right, last year. Okay, step like I told you, you have to have this is structured abstract by Emerald, where they have their purpose, methodology, findings, okay, this is the request from the journal editor. If I can just share some news with you, where they asked me, I hardly use this one, research implication limitation in my work, but somehow it's requested by the journal editor. So I add on this part where I outline and I highlight my theoretical implications here. Please take note that sometimes you can state your limitations. Sometimes you can state your theoretical implications. I like to be positive, a positive person, where we ignore our limitations. So I don't prefer to write limitations, but somehow the journal editor will request. In this context, this journal editor, they request me to write my research implications, meaning that theoretical implications. All right, so that's why I mentioned about my theoretical implications here. And in this case, at the bottom, we write our practical implications. These 2 different things, I hope you can understand in your chapter 5 of your thesis. If you are doing your PhD thesis, you have this theoretical implication, practical implication. That's what I'm referring to here. Research implication, theoretical implications. Benefits from the theory part, research part, or empirical part. The other one is on the industry part, right? Then I have my originality. As I told you, this is very important, where it will make your article accepted or rejected, or shortlisted or not shortlisted, or just rejections. Because of your originality is interesting to read. Could be like your article will be shortlisted and be accepted for publication in a short manner. All right. So I finished with my title. That I mentioned to you. I have all my variable on my title. Next one, we go to our introduction. So today's contact is about introduction and title only, right? So let's go to the introduction. As I told you, I go straight to my title. I emphasize on the knowledge. I know that this journal, the bottom line journal, they emphasize on knowledge. So I have knowledge on my title. So that could be some reason why they shortlisted my article for publication. Then they send for review. The reviewer happy with my contacts and content. Then they accept my article. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, coming back to the general aim and scope. The general aim and scope is about knowledge. So I start my word with knowledge. See this one? Knowledge economy. Right. So that's how you should start, right? So every single thing and that you do is supposed to be a meaningful one. I will ensure that every sentence on my article is a meaningful sentence. Not simply like you write because you're supposed to write, because you want to reach the word count. Like say they require 8,000 words. You want to reach the word count, you simply write here and there and put it there. Then no, I will make sure that every single sentence is meaningful sentence. And since my topic about sustainable performance, see this word sustainable performance. If you are in this area, you might know that sustainable involve 3: economic, social, and environment. So I have that. See in my first sentence. So first sentence of first paragraph, very, very important to grasp everyone attention to our work. Remember another important thing is about the recency or the see, it has to be very recent. This article, this journal, this article published in 2022, I still have my 2022. So it has to be very current. See, you have many recent citations, 2022, 2022, right? So remember about that. So don't forget to have recent citations in your first paragraph of your introduction section to show that that's it's an important issue, a critical issue to investigate, right? So don't forget about that. And as I told you, from big you go to zoom down to narrow, right? So I give a very big picture, then I zoom down to Malaysia. See, now I zoom down to Malaysia, right? Malaysia SME, then you go further down. You see, I have my word like however on my title. The failure rate, see, all these things will give highlight that. And I also have some statistics, and 98%, how big is the contribution of this manufacturing SMEs, right? So something that will give some alarm. See, when you wake up early in the morning, alarm will wake up you, right? You know, your alarm, jam loceng. So same goes to this research as well. You have to have something alarming, something that give some stress that you are trying to solve that stress or bridge the research problem, right? So that's how it goes. All right, that's my introductions. And the work like however work like beyond this research is important, right? Something that you have to play around with your word that you use. So I told you nothing wrong if you want to use these close open remark that you adopt from somewhere if you want to, but remember to have page number. I did remind you earlier about this page number, right? If you want to use, but not that so many. And you have to have this word like there's a strong need for additional research if you want, right? And see, this article is different than my other article. I make it differently where now I present my research questions. Earlier I presented my research objectives, but now I present my research questions. So I list down my research questions. I have 2 research questions, right? Then at the end, before I closing my introduction session, I mentioned about my, if you remember, the practical and theoretical contributions. So that's most important thing, right? Before you close, make sure that you have tell good things of your article. Then the reviewer or editor will shortlist your work and send for review, and reviewer will feel happy if you can outline clearly your contributions to theory, contribution to practical as well, right? Not only theory, here I mentioned that this offer theoretical contribution, not only theory, you have to also mention that you also have contributions to the industry. See, I have another word, practical. I have both on my introduction sections. And at the bottom, I also outline my originality of my work, right? Or meaning that the value of your work. That's all. That's how important of you to have nice title and nice introduction. Do you see what I have concluded so far? So far, so good? So far, so good?
Yes, so far so good, Prof.
So that's how I can just go through this review, how I do my literature review. I will tell more in the next course, next course that you invite me with. But I can go through with you quickly where literature review we explain about this theory, underpinning theory. Same like thesis as well. Your examiner or supervisor will remind you. Don't forget your underpinning theory. Same like this as well. Your journal article also require underpinning theory. And you can start first with your literature review with your dependent variable. Then you can explain your IV one by one, right? Independent variable 1, dependent variable 2. Remember to state your hypothesis together with your paragraph. Don't put at the bottom. It as I said, no right or wrong school of thought, but it depends. This is what I have done. Then you can have your variable 2, variable 3, variable 4 as your literature review. Then you can have your framework. You have to have your framework, right? Then you have to have your methodology in separate sections. Okay, then you can have your research findings in separate section as well. If you go for PLA SEM, you have to define and justify why PLA SEM, right? Then you can present your table, you can present your results of your PLA SEM, okay? in this way, and you can present your discussion, and you can present your conclusion. And see, conclusion, I told you, you have to have clear theoretical implication, practical implications, all right? And you can have your direction for future research, or you can have a conclusion like this. So one with journal varies with the other journal, and your references follow emerald format if you follow emerald format. All right, so far that's about that. Let me share with you a second article. Okay, if you're a beginner, right? If you're a beginner, not to worry. I have my PhD students, beginner. I still bring them straight to my Q1 journal. Right. Let me give you promotion for my PhD. This is my PhD student, Ibrahim, my PhD student. PhD students. So we publish in Q1 also. So I guide my students to this level, alhamdulillah. Right. So not to worry, you are beginner or you are just started or what. Try and submit, and reviewer are so kind. They will list you comment, long list of comment. You take the comment positively, improve and send again. That's why we have revised version. I also received that revision. See, as a professor, I also got to do revision. I don't mind. So I would love to learn from anyone and everyone. So we send January. See, these PhD students, we work together, right? So not to worry, I'm very positive if you want to submit. If you want to put a try, you can go straight to Q1, nothing wrong. You don't have to go step by step, Q4 first, Q3 first. I don't follow the steps. You go straight to Q1. If it is accepted, alhamdulillah. If it is not accepted, as I said, they give a lot of long comment. You improve, send to another competing journal, and then try to see next luck. If this work well, alhamdulillah. And as you're asking about the instruments, I have, alhamdulillah, I will ensure that instrument is in my sekali tak ada. Let's see whether it's available. Oh, what is it? Hold on. I found it. Okay, I will make sure that the instrument is available and list. Yeah, I have it, but I have it in this form. KA, K2, KT, whatever, all these instruments, and you have to weigh. One, you can put in this order where you just present your variable name and your instrument in this way, KA, whatever, right? Sometimes you are so kind, you can put in the other way around. Let me mention that to you, where I also put at the back. I hope I have in this article. There's a varieties of publications. You can publish. Let me see whether do you have this correctly. Hold on 1 second. To linking knowledge acquisition. Oh, different one. Entrepreneur. Okay, that's correct. Okay, this is another article where we publish in Emerald. Right. I think you will still remember who is this person. Okay, where all variable is on my title as well. Let me make it smaller or big. Here. Same goes to this one. We submit September. We got acceptance in June. So it takes time, not that easy for publication. Where coming back to your question about instrument, I hope I have it. Whether why or not, I use this one. Oh, I have it finally. I have it at the back. You can put in the appendix. You can list down all in the appendix. You're so generous. Good. Whereas I told you, you got pahala if you can share more. And I write clearly in my methodology that they can go to my appendix 1 to find my instruments. Let's see what's my here, management instruments. Appendix 1, measurement model. So I have it there. So coming back to your question, yes, you can include in either way round. I have 2 samples. One, I just put my ABCD instrument. Another one, I list my instruments. Here, I mentioned clearly at the appendix, details, the measurement of instruments. So that's how you can have good that you can put, because remember that other people would like to replicate your work. So nothing wrong. So you have the instrument and they will replicate your work. So we share our knowledge together. All right. Okay. Any more question? Okay. Same goes to this article. I have told you that I have my variable on my article title. I have my variable on what I noted in my article title, I have my keyword as well. See, my keyword, I have the same thing as well. And I start this issue on my first sentence. I'm talking about SME. Then I talk about SME, right? Then I'm talking about this economic growth. Right, I'm talking about manufacturing SME. So it's all from my title. So I relate that to my first paragraph, and I have my problem statement on my research object. Sorry, on my introduction, I have my problem statement here as well. All right, and I have some statistics on my first paragraph. Then I have zoomed down to Malaysia setting. Remember, it will always be my second. First, I talk about big one. Then I go to Malaysia one after the second sentence or whatnot, right? As I have some statistics again, if you want. Then I have my word like however, remember? However, to highlight that more research is required, right? Okay. And I have my yeah, as I told you, I kind of like have this page number sometimes here and there, but not many, right? Okay. Then you have some definition if you want to, and you have some theory. I told you I will have my model or theory that I go for, underpinning theory in my introduction sections, right? Then I have my research questions or research objectives. Then I follow my research questions in my introduction sections. Then I have my theoretical implications and also my practical implications on my introduction sections. Then I have my originality in my introduction section. So it really covers. So how many? Like about 2 pages, I think, right? About 2-3 pages just for introductions. Right, 1, 2. I think 2, 3. That's fine as well for your introduction sections. So that's how I have. If you can learn, if you can benefit from my sharing today, where title is supposed to be promising. It's supposed to be promising. Then it highlight what you wanted to go for. Then you answer in your, you put clearly in your abstracts and also your introduction sections. So that's the 2 focus of today's course. One is title, another one is introductions. But I hope by now you know that the compositions of title, the composition of the introduction sections. I have a lot more article. If you want to see, this is about what? This is about. Let's see here. Okay, same one. Okay, to leave now. Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay, now I can welcome you. If you have any questions that you want to ask as well. This is also my PhD students published in this frontier, where I have told you that on the title, you state clearly your what you want to promise, right? Then you are in your introduction, same one, you give some big overview, then you zoom down, you have your research questions, you have your originality, you have all that things. So same thing. All right. So that's how it goes. Then I hope it's really helpful. Let me welcome. Should you have any question that you want to ask me, what on regarding the title and also introductions. Where's my slide here?
Right, we have one from earlier, Prof. Very interesting article. I think the one that you showed with your student just now. Can she has the copy of the article?
Which one? Which one? Yes.
The earlier with the Ibrahim, I think. Yeah, the one that we.
No problem. No problem. I can. Oh, I can share with you.
Share.
Chat box cannot. Okay.
Yeah, I think you can share through chat box here.
Can attach article. Can you guide me how I can attach my article? I have my DOI, but this only DOI.
Yeah, I can share the URL link there.
Yeah, sharing is caring. I will give you later. I have my full text here as well, but you want the DOI, right? So you can Google. Okay, which one the TBL is it? The triple bottom line, or which one this one? Okay, you can try Google first. Otherwise, and I will give you the DOI. Here is the DOI. Okay.
All right. So to Sylvia or Nabila Azwa, I think you can try. Yeah, I think you can just Google the title first. It can be found, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
So I have
okay.
given you that one. It's not open access. Yeah, I understand. This why maybe I can give to Dr. Aziz with the full text.
Yeah, sure. I think
First,
later Dr. Aziz will pass to the participants.
I give that. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
all right.
No
That's
problem.
better.
I'm
We
willing
have
to
another one question, Prof, from Dr. Sarah Sabi. Where is this now? Okay. Can you suggest any Scopus Index journals that will accept papers and is less stringent for novice researcher especially?
Which one? Elsevier?
In the area of marketing or management.
Okay. All right. Which questions are here? All right. Okay. Less stringent. I think now everything is stringent. We have to how to say that when we publish, we have to be open-minded. You have reviewer 1, reviewer 2, reviewer 3. Sometimes only 2 reviewer. Sometimes reviewer 1 very positive, reviewer 2 negatives. Sometimes reviewer 1 the other way around. Sometimes both are positives. So all of these things depends to the quality of your work. I believe that way. I will put the blame to myself. Whatever it is, I got rejection because of myself. I got acceptance because of maybe yeah, it could be like Allah give you idea on that. So whatever it is, back to ourselves, back to our writing, back to our content. If the content is good, I believe that comment is always there. Remember that why you have examiner for your DBA and PhD thesis, because they will give you more idea, they will give you more input. Same goes to reviewer. Why you have reviewer 1, 2, 3 with the editor. And sometimes I have an experience where editor give comment, assistant editor give comment, reviewer 1 give comment, reviewer 2 give comment. So I have to handle 4 reviewing process. So 4 reviewers comment. So how difficult is that? So yeah, you have to handle it. You have to you want it to be accepted. You have to listen and handle each comment seriously, right? So all in all, it go back to you and it start from you. So we start with good one, it's supposed to end up with a good one as well. So coming back to our quality of writing. So that's how I do believe that in terms of stringent, a severe, yeah, high quality they require, and put a try, they will give comment, then you can handle it. After all, no right or wrong and no any shortcut. You have to go through let's say the basic process that we normally practice. So less stringent could be you can try Q4 Q3 journal, could be sometimes this Q3 Q4 is much more stringent than the Q1 or Q2. So it varies from one to the other. After all, it come back to the content and on the quality of the article that you write, that you produce. So that's most important thing. English is number one. English is number one. That language is the one that is very, very important, that you have to handle it nicely. Okay. Can I welcome any more? Oh, we have a few more. Let me go and check the chat box. Forgot to check chat box where okay, where is it?
All right, the latest one, Prof.
Last one, all right.
What's your opinion on title which do not
Writing
sound too
comprehension.
academic? The informal and catchy titles like that.
Which one? Which one is it?
From Nurhayati Hussein.
Hayati, let me go. Okay, I found it. Informal and formal catchy title. Oh, right. Remember, in the title where not sound too academic, right? Yeah. As I highlighted to you that I think we have a very good sample here. Our Dr. Mohd Samsudin, nice, capable person. He is a very expert, yeah, well versed, knowledgeable person. So, the title, we have like, I think to make it nice, because as I said to you, we will zoom and go back to the focus of the journal. Like say, I give you example about the bottom line journal that I have showed to you, right, with my DOI just now. I read the journal aim and scope, so I will check that if it is about knowledge, so I will ensure that my title I have the word, at least knowledge, one word knowledge. So I think if you publish in journal article, it's supposed to be academic, cannot be like too how to say, it has to be academic contact, right? Cannot be like non-academic. So that's how I can answer your question where Title, if not too academic, like one of my sharing earlier, if you see, I make it general also. That's possible as well if you do not want it to be academic, where I have shared with you so several, how to say, the number of my here. If it is not that too academic, or maybe you can make it so general, like my last article, I think. But I still have my structural equation modeling here there. Not too academic. Yeah, I think this one is also not too academic. Percentage satisfaction with airline quality is general one, right? But you can remove the word structural equation modeling, could be, if you don't want it. That's how you can have, you can not that not too academic, but sometimes better to match the aim and scope of the journal, because we want our article to be accepted for review and also to receive acceptance. So that's how you can go and write nice title. Okay, I hope by now you can conclude that your article title has to be you have to have DV, IV, whatnot, right? Okay, so okay, let me go and respond to other questions where you are talking about what
From SM, that one, Prof.
SM.
Uh,
Right. I have to discuss with you broad idea in the intro, right? The scenario about the issues on the part of the world and now Malaysia contact by disease. Okay. Okay. Like, yeah, thank you for the question, SM. Okay, like I told you, introduction, seems like your thesis writing as well. You introduce, you give some background from big to small, then you explain about the model, you explain some statistics, you have to have the word like however, you have to have word like under research or lacking, but not that too serious, word like minimal, right? Don't say the word like no research. See, the word NO is so dangerous, you know. You cannot claim that in this big world nobody has done on that. No, I don't think so, right? So you have to have the word nicely to cater the word negative, like minimal, lacking, however, under research, underdeveloped research. That's how it goes. So in this context, you are asking about this background. Yeah, so you have to be clear. You have to be kind of like detailed as well, like what I have shown you my article, where you also have some context of Malaysia, some statistic about Malaysia, and I think this is also the same thing. I think you have from big to small, right? And you also touch a little bit about your model. You can also touch a little bit about your theoretical contribution, practical contribution in your introduction. Same goes to your thesis. You have that significance, the significance of the study, where you have theoretical significance and practical significance. So that's how you can enrich your work, where it will be more impactful, meaningful, and resourceful as well. So that's most important thing, that you have to take it seriously, where remember that your work, you want it to be read by anyone, and everyone understand your work, and they can identify that your work has impact. So that's how it has to give background on your introduction, right? You have to introduce it. Okay, that's how it goes. I hope I respond to your question, where try to introduce clearly. Try to introduce clearly. I know that you're talking about maybe too long, but somehow, as I said, don't read so don't make it like literature review. It's supposed to be just introduced. And in terms of conclusions, writing a conclusions, I have a request from here, where conclusions, if you have recall the bottom line article just now and my conclusion, I divide into three parts. Though it is called conclusion, I divide into three parts, where I start first with my theoretical implication, my practical implication, and direction for future research. Sometimes the journal editor require you to add another section, limitations. As I said, I don't really like limitation, but if they request, I will add on my limitations. I will put my limitation in the form of direction for future research. So that's how I prepare my conclusion sections. I hope I can respond to your questions, where the word conclusion it is not that a single paragraph. Sometimes candidate prefer to just write a single paragraph. That's your conclusion, and you put stop. No, though the word call conclusion, you still have to detail down the 4 or 5 theoretical implication, 4 or 5 practical implication. Not only one. I hope you can take note my point correctly. When I talk about theoretical implication and practical implication, not that just one each. No, you have to write more. 4 or 5 or 3 or 4. It's supposed to be more than one, right? Then you have to offer your direction for future research. Not that 1 or 2, it could be like 2 or 3, right? But that not that too many. That's how you present your conclusion sections, right? And let's see whether is there any more. All right. I think that's questions. Let me see whether I answer the upper part questions.
Prof, we have a question from YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one is from Razanawati. Prof, when you first published, what
Right.
were the comments from the reviewers? If you still remember.
I see. I remember.
The comments.
Thank you for the questions. I published my first publications. If you see my if I can share with you, if you don't mind, if I can share this with you. Hold on.
Yes, please, Prof.
Right. I kind of like giving you some motivations where if you allow me to share this, I will share this with you. Where's my sharing? Share. Alhamdulillah, I start my first publications during my master. Scopus already. Sorry, was Web of Science. Last time they call it was, but now we call it ISI, right? Why it doesn't happen? Doesn't appear. Do you see or not? Here. This is my first. Somewhere in 2001, where it's very shy with you. Let me check. Why they become shy with you? Okay. That's how you start and publish. There's a book. Hold on. Give them some time. They are very shy with you. Otherwise, you can Google my name, Norazah. Alhamdulillah, it's not shy with you now. Earlier, we was shy with you. Okay, this is my first. In 2001. This is my master. So at master level, I have to thank Allah. I have also to thank my supervisor for guiding me on this as well. So I thank you to everyone that guide me up to now or what, Alhamdulillah, right? So my parents, everybody, right? Okay. See, Alhamdulillah, I received 13 citations and now it's 2023. This one is 2001. This is my master. During my master, I published this Malaysia Journal of Library Science. Let's check whether what's this one. I don't know whether this one is keyword now. Why it doesn't. Do you know how to check Q1, Q2? I'm opening this one, Malaysia Journal Library and Information Science. I'm scary. I'm yet to check this. This is a Q. So you can check 64 percentile. 64 percentile or Q2. Alhamdulillah. During my master this is was. So this is my first one. So I hope I have given you some idea how to go and get to check the Q. This one is Q2. Q1 is the first 25, 75. Second, 77. The first 25 is Q1. Next 25 is Q2, Q3, Q4. Do you see this one bar? Do you see or not? One bar, second bar, third bar, right? The lowest 25 is Q4. The next 25 is Q3. The next one is Q2 and Q1. So now this one is Q1. So I hope I answer your question. That's my first publications in 2001, Malaysian Journal of Library and Information Science. Remember, I'm Professor Marketing and E-Commerce. From my master until now, I'm concentrating marketing and e-commerce. Marketing is very universal. Every single thing is marketing. You can have like how to say marketing is universal. I can say you have like sport marketing, pharmaceutical marketing, fashion marketing, electronic marketing, so many. Marketing is very universal. So I'm concentrating on motivation and concern for shopping online. See, I make it my question. I think I respond to your question earlier. Why not that too academic? This one is not too academic, I believe. Just a general one. Malaysia internet user motivation and concern for shopping online. It's general. It's a general one, right? Then I go further and further. I will grow and grow and publish and publish. See, you can see that's how I publish. All right. So you can also start with proceeding as well if you want, right? And this is my publications, and you can check. This is my publication. In terms of citation, highest to lowest that I have shared with you earlier. This is the one. So this is how I present my title, how I have my keyword on my title. So, yeah. Any more? Any more questions you want to ask me?
All right, we have a second question from YouTube, Prof.
Yes, yes.
From your opinion, what are the difference between PhD title and research paper article title?
I
The
see.
difference.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the nice questions. Thank you for the comment, for the questions where thesis title is for thesis, right? I mean that it is kind of like a specific and big. You remember thesis is supposed to be general, big, right? But as for article title in Zoom, you only cover one of your research objective only, one or two. But in your thesis title, you could have like 3 or 4 research objective, right? But I will only always suggest to a scholar, if you want to publish from your thesis, don't publish all under one article. No, you have to how to say divide or segregate. Like maybe you have one aims from one thesis, you want to publish 5 article. So don't put all your research objectives that you have for your thesis all under one article. No, you have to split. Maybe Article 1, you just cover objective 1. Article 2, just cover objective number 2. Article 3, objective 3. Article 4, objective 4, if you want that way. But if you worried that you have a higher rejection rate, you want to have all 4 into 1, nothing wrong. But just that I would prefer the candidate to publish your article, one article concentrate on 1 or 2 objectives, not that all 4 objectives under one article. Nothing wrong, as I said from the beginning when I first met you, no right or wrong from my sharings. That could be your thought, my thought. It could be that other people have different thought, but somehow I have published and I have experience in this way. But nothing wrong, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. But just that I mentioned to you that thesis is very broad, very big. That's why you are doctorate of philosophy on that particular topic. Every single A until Z, and people ask you about that topic, you can answer it easily because you are the master in that area. But now you are Sifu in that area. But now, since you are Sifu already, you have your PhD, you have your DR in front of your name, and you have your thesis completely. Just your thesis so thick. So now for publication in journal article, as I said to you, my advice, break into 4 or 5 journal article. Then you can send to 4 or 5 journal, see how it goes. If it goes very well, alhamdulillah. If not, as I said, they will give you command. You incorporate the command, you integrate all single command, then you make it a revised version, then you send to the second round of revision, then you will get acceptance after that, inshallah. All right. Any more? If I can welcome more questions from you all.
Right, from YouTube also, Prof.
Yes, yes.
Another question. What do you do if you don't agree with the reviewer's comment?
I see. Okay. So far nothing wrong if you disagree. So far nothing wrong, and so far that whatever it is that you have to justify. You have to justify. You have to. I feel. Let me give you my humble response to that question. You will have more work if you disagree. You got my point? You will have more work, meaning that you have to write a lot, you have to justify a lot. Nothing wrong to disagree. Let me put a conclusion, nothing wrong to disagree, but you have to put a lot of effort. Why you disagree to the comment, and you will put a lot of effort to disagree, then to agree. You got my point? So nothing wrong. You have to justify, right? Clearly, do some, do add on some support why you disagree to the comment. But to make life simple, where you want your article to be accepted, you know that the rationale of them to give you the comment, there must be some lacking in our article. whatever comment, I will feel that I'm very honored to receive that comment because they give me another light to strengthen my article. I will always believe that whatever that I've published, that's because of not my own effort, because the reviewer has given me reviewer A comment, reviewer B comment, reviewer C comment, editor comment, assistant editor comment. See, I have 4 or 5 comment with me. Then I incorporate and revise my work. So I can consider that my revised work because of the incorporation of all comment, not that my own sole thought. I don't think so that way. That's how I got my article published, because of I take all comment together, then I revise, then I handle their comment, then I got my article accepted, alhamdulillah. But if I refuse, as your question is now, nothing wrong. Sometimes the editor can open their heart to accept your rejection, meaning that you refuse to, you have your own thought to respond to their comment. But sometimes they feel that you have overruled them. They don't prefer that way. As I said, we cannot control reviewer. We can have like reviewer also kind. We can have reviewer that in the other way around. So all these varies that without you control, you can't control them. And up to you if you feel that you can handle the rejections or you can handle your refusal to their comment. Why not? If you can defend yourselves, you can write a long list of how you respond to you disagree to their comment. A lot of work I can say, but if you agree, shorter way, but somehow maybe you don't feel good. Yeah, it depends. It depends on your objectives. Your objective to publish, or to to make friends with them, or to quarrel with them. Oh, I'm not sure of that as well. You know that I like this way where sometimes these editor give you options to become your editorial board member, because you nicely respond to their comment. They will have some room down there. They will offer you work. So that's another thing that I tend to receive quite a number, where they invite me as their editorial board member to this high quality journal, impact journal like Q1, Q2, and all right. So alhamdulillah. So depends your objectives. What's your objectives? To publish or not to publish, or to make friends or not to make friends, or it depends. Yeah, can I welcome a few more? Any more questions?
So for the question, Prof.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So yeah, publication takes time. Publication takes time, and sometimes you have to be, how to say, expectation is varies from journal A, journal B, journal C, right? So we just have to, yeah, you just have to be, how to be strong. You have to be strong, and you have to handle what they want. Do you know that when we publish, it is not that this is our final work, because of what I have said to you earlier, where this is an incorporation of a lot of comment from editor, from assistant editor, from reviewer 1, from reviewer 2, all give their comment. If you have reviewer 3, some more, so you have 5 altogether. So incorporate all comment, then this will be your final one. See, that's how you have to go and do revisions. Then you revise, and when they're happy, I submit 27, I got accepted 27. Alhamdulillah. All right. So if they are not happy, they will take another 3 months. 3 months for revision 1, another 3 months for revision 2. So it depends how long you can handle that command as well. Right. Then you, again, all in all, I want to conclude that you have to achieve the journal's scopes, aim and scopes. So that will satisfy you your work with their work or not, with their journal or not. Right. So to the newcomer, if this is your first time to publish, not to worry. As I said, you don't have to go and buy ladder. Try Q4 first, then go to Q3, Q2, Q1. Not necessarily. If you think that your quality of work is up to standard, you go straight to Q1. Wait for the comment. And if it got accepted, alhamdulillah, and congratulations. If it is not, as I said to you, you incorporate the comment, send the revised version. Please don't go for multiple submission. Like say this one article A, you send straight away to 4 journal together, or 3 or 2 journal together. No, cannot be. You just can send 1 to 1. You cannot send 1 to 3 or what. So it has to be more focused. And then you wait for the comment. They give you revision 3-month period or 2-month period. They will do reviewing process 3 months. They will give you duration for correction just 1 month. See, 3 months plus 1 month, 4 months already, right? So that's how I'm very particular about this. When you submit, when you will receive when you will receive return, when you can respond back, then you will wait for their decision. Then you will see whether your article accept or reject. In this context, I said to you, I sent January. I got comment after that January, so I sent my revision May. They are not happy. Maybe they ask for more. Then I send another. Maybe just one. Sometimes the reviewing process from the journal side takes so long. So in this case, I submit May. Then I wait. I receive response on October. Then October also I got acceptance. You see, so long from January and October, 9 months. I think it's very common where 9 months or maybe 6 months. The earlier 6 months. It depends on how many round of your revision, 1 round or 2 round, right? Sometimes I also receive a rejection. I also receive a correction. So it takes time where you just have to be strong and submit and be prepared for the acceptance or not, right? So it takes time as well. So just be strong and submit. If it is work, alhamdulillah it works. If not, you have to do revision as well, right? So abstracts, how many words? Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Do you receive offer to be reviewed? Yeah, I just answered your question just now. Alhamdulillah. Oh, kebetulan I baru nampak. Yeah. Yeah, as I told you, sometimes if you respond very well, they are happy. They will invite you as the reviewer, and sometimes they will appoint you as their board member. So it depends to the expectations. So how they put you, then they will invite you. If they feel that you are suitable for reviewer, they will appoint you as reviewer. If they feel that you are very good, they will put you into their board member. So then you will be their board member. So it depends to the editor. So be a good friends to everyone and anyone. All right. So any more that I miss out, you can just ask me here. Okay.
You want kami
What
inform?
is preferable? Prepare normal article first and find a suitable journal that suits your paper, or find this one first. Okay. Good questions. And I can sense that alhamdulillah you capture from my presentation today, where thank you for the question, Dr. Muhammad. Where as I mentioned to you, the article is ready now. I refer to my key title. Then I refer my title. I try to fit to the journal aim and scope. Like the bottom line just now, I know that the bottom line focuses on many things, but one of them is knowledge or knowledge management sometimes. I will ensure that the element of knowledge is in my title. So one way. Secondly, you can copy your title. You can go to the Elsevier. They have this journal finder. Journal finder. You just can paste your title alone. They can help you to give a list of journal related to your title, or can accept your title. Secondly, if you have your abstract ready, you can copy your journal and title and abstracts. You can put into journal finder. Let me give you this idea. Journal finder of Elsevier, you can put your title and also abstract together. Sometimes you feel that you just want to refer to your title, also possible. They can accept either one. If you can put both, fine. If you can put either one, also fine. They will give you a list of journal that match your title, that match your abstracts. So you decide which one. Some criteria or characteristics that you will have to consider: the duration for reviewing process, duration for acceptance. Another one is acceptance rate. Acceptance rate like 20% is better than acceptance rate 5%. If 5%, so like you mentioned earlier, stringent, right? You have that word stringent, right? So that's another thing that you can consider, which one to publish or where to publish. And what I did, I told you earlier, I will have my article title. I will match my article title with the aim and scope of the journal that I aim to publish. So that's how it goes. But no right or wrong. Yeah, you may be flexible, which one you can try. But somehow, relevant journal is very important because of what? To wait for the decisions, accept or reject, it takes 3 months. So I worried that because of your rushing for publication, like say now it's already February. If you send now February, you got to wait the decision within 3 months from February until May. So in between, you will receive either minor or major correction, or maybe rejection. I don't know, either one of those three. Then you make correction. I told you correction is 1 month, right? 1 month. So it's already June. Then you will have to wait for the decision from the editor. Editor have to pass back again your revision to the reviewer that have reviewed your article first. So if you have two reviewer, they will send to another round of two reviewer. If the reviewer happy, alhamdulillah, you just have to go for R1, review one, revision one only. If they ask you to do further work, you will have to do R2, revision 2. So you have to do it to another 3 months after that, or maybe 2 months. So that's how the cycle, the publication cycle takes time. That's why you can publish one article 9 months or 6 months or 3 months or maybe 1 month. For American Literacy Award, you will tend to publish very fast. You submit today, maybe tomorrow you will have acceptance rejection already, alhamdulillah. Right, so it varies, and you have to check the relevancy of the journal that you plan to publish and target to publish as well. All right. Any more questions?
We have one from YouTube, Prof.
Yes.
From Siti Aisha. How
Right.
should we prepare to pay for a Scopus journal?
I see.
Or the fees, or is there any recommendations for free publishing?
All right, APC, right? Or if you have grant and the grant require you to go for high impact journal, or the fastest way is if you can go to this journal with APC, article processing charges, right? But it's very expensive. But if you have grant, but if you don't have grant, like what I have shared with you earlier, all are free. The one that I have published, all are free, no single cent. The bottom line, the APJBA, whatever that I showed you, journal of cleaner production so far, all are free. But just that when it is free, as I said to you, you have to wait for 9-12 months. I got this morning news where I have to wait for 1 year. I submit 2021. I got the news 2023. I make revision 2022, end of 2022. See how long is as the editor explained in the comment, reviewing process is voluntary, meaning that they cannot force people. If the reviewer take like 9 months or 6 months just for review, like my article just now, Journal of the Knowledge Economy. It takes me like 2 years. From 2021 now 2023. Alhamdulillah, it got published finally, Q1 as Corpus, Journal of the Knowledge Economy. So it takes time, and it's free. Free takes time, but if you pay faster, 1 month you can get published. Faster meaning that expensive as well. And nothing wrong which journey, which route you want to go, free or paid, nothing wrong. Quality still, they also have this reviewing process. They do have reviewer 1, reviewer 2, same process. But just that when you pay, then you have some fast track. We call it fast track, right? So you decide which one, if you have grant or not, if you don't have grant. If you want to enjoy the journey of publishing, journey of publishing takes time, where you have to go through, like I told you earlier, there's a process. You have to get your article ready. Then you have to go to the system. You have to go and submit. And in fact, the system is also another thing that you have to spend some time. Not that you simply submit, because some journal like Elsevier, my experience with Elsevier require you to develop your highlights. You have to have bullets, highlights, 3 to 5 bullets, highlights. One highlights cannot exceed 85 words. All those criteria you have to fulfill. Okay, that's for Elsevier. Okay, you have to have highlights for Elsevier. You have to have graphical abstracts for Elsevier besides your full text. And in Elsevier, full text, they have their requirement in terms of your referencing style. They follow their own referencing style. Sometimes they follow like a short name like JER .or what something. They don't like they don't follow APA referencing style at all time. It varies from one journal to another journal in terms of their referencing style. That takes time as well. Referencing style also will cause whether your article reject or accept, because you got to be disciplined. If you discipline, you will handle all this manuscript submission guideline strictly. and one after another, like they ask this, they ask that, you will fulfill. Some journal, they require you to have DOI. See, all those things takes time as well. So when you already put all this into their portal, into the systems, then you can click submit. And you have to build PDF. Once you are happy, once you have put correctly your author name, you have put everything correctly, then you can go and submit. So that's the process of submitting. Just submit, before process. Then the editor happy, they will send to for review. Sometimes editor, they have their assistant editor. Assistant editor is the person who will detect whether you are complying to the journal submission guideline or not. If you are not complying, they will reject back to you, for resubmissions, because you don't comply. You have to comply the referencing style, you have to comply their template, you have to comply so many things. You have to comply. That's why I read the manuscript submission guideline thoroughly and seriously as well. Please handle their comment, their requirements seriously. Then you will have your article in good shape. Then you submit. Good shapes, not that easy. You have to ensure that you blend and you bind with their requirements, submission requirement, then you can submit. If it looks nice now, then they will feel happy to read and to comment and to review your article then. So that's the process, a long process. That's only you submit. Then you will wait for their revision from the editor. They will give you comment. Then you have to handle the comment. That's the format to handle reviewers' comment. Then how it goes, in, out, then you will get acceptance. Go back, and then finally acceptance. And that's the journey. Publishing journey takes time. Right.
All right, Prof. I think so far there are no more questions. I think we are towards the end of our session. But before we end, do you have any last or final words to all of us here?
I see. I'm also learning. I also have my lacking as well. Sometimes I also receive desk rejection as well. So whatever comment that I receive, I will handle my comment. So same goes to you. Don't feel afraid. And any comment given to you, minor or major, still the one on aim only to enhance our article, right? So take the comment, then improve it, then submit. Submit and submit and submit and wait for the decision, yes or no, or accept or reject. Yeah, depends on the quality of our work. Right. So I wish all the best to everyone. Let's publish together if you got time.
Take it all that as learning process, right, Prof?
Yes, yes.
All right. So I think I would like to thank you very much, Prof, for the valuable session. I think other participants also will agree with me if I say that 2 hours are not enough actually to learn from you, Prof. And I think most of the comments from the chat box and also from YouTube actually to show that impressed and amazed and also inspired with your publications and explanation, Prof. And inshallah, hopefully we can invite you again. Next time, please come to Merbok to have a face-to-face session with us, inshallah. And before we end our session, one last task before we go, I would like to request the participants in WeBex to turn on the camera for the quick photo session. Possible? Yeah, most of them are already ready.
Beautiful. All are beautiful.
Nice
campus.
Beautiful and handsome there.
Yes, beautiful and handsome, right? So I have very, very many. I got 96 new members and add on to my list of list of my publishing, list of authors. Right, let's publish together.
Inshallah. By the way, Prof, just for your information, we have total 500 participants adding up from YouTube, Facebook, and also WeBex.
Alhamdulillah.
Numbers almost half of the 1,500. Alhamdulillah.
Wow. Fantastic. Congratulations to the organizer.
Organizer, yeah.
Congratulations.
All right, so,
Congratulations.
All right, let's take picture for the first round. Ready, smile to your camera. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, next page. Ready. Control. Okay. 1, 2, 3. How many pages do we have? 2 pages. All right. That's all. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much to all the participants. Again, thank you very much, Prof, and all the participants from the WeBex, Facebook, and YouTube. And one final suggestion before we go, please stay tuned with our next program by RMU UiTM Kedah. And those who have Facebook account, don't forget to search RMU UiTM Kedah and like the Facebook page. All the information in the future will be shared there, and not only program by RMU UiTM Kedah, but also all the types of information, including news, conferences, and tips in writing and researching in publications. So please like our Facebook page on RMU UiTM Kedah. So again, thank you very much, Prof, technologist Dr. Norazah Muhammad Suki, and all the participants from Facebook, WeBex, and also YouTube. Till next time, I'm Norazah Mansur. Assalamualaikum and see you later.
Yeah.